Hello and welcome to Dr. O's Supercast. I'm your host, Superintendent Dr. Jeremy Owoh, and this is a Jacksonville North Pulaski School District podcast designed to innovate, collaborate, and educate the community. Today, for our second episode of Dr. O's Supercast, we have Mrs. Megan Tharp, the Event and Marketing Manager for the City of Jacksonville. Welcome, Megan.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we definitely glad to have you, especially on the eve of FestiVille. And so we wanted to make sure that we have you in so we can talk about the ins and outs of FestiVille, Jacksonville's FestiVille. But before we get started, I want to have you to participate in the first ever Dr. O's This or That. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, yes, this sounds like so much fun.
All right. So here we go. Start work late or leave work early.
Oh, leave work early for sure.
Okay. Then now, video meetings or in-person meetings?
Email meetings? Can there be a third option? This could have been an email.
Well, some meetings are like that. Definitely could be an email, so I'll take that. So the next, win the lottery or land your dream job?
Oh, this is going to sound so cheesy. If you land your dream job, you do win the lottery.
Oh, that is true. That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
See, okay. I'll take that one
Motivation
too.
from Megan this morning.
I'll take that one too. And this goes to a previous answer, I guess, but emails or conversations?
Depends on what it is, man. Some things you just have to meet someone in face to face and talk to them in person, but probably usually an email. If I can get it across via text, that sounds great to me.
Well, and that's the next one. Text message or phone call?
Text message.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about a pep talk or a motivational quote?
A pep talk.
Okay.
And I need it to be personalized.
Okay, personalized for me. All right, book smarts or street smarts?
Street smarts.
All right. Tide or Gain?
Gain. The green one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
All right. Southwest Airlines or Delta Airlines?
Southwest. Free
All right.
baggage.
All right. Would you rather have a private office or reserved parking spot?
Ooh, probably a private office.
Okay. And the last one, would you rather participate in a company retreat or a company holiday party?
Retreat.
Retreat.
We can
All
go.
right,
You
all
can
right.
do a party in the office, but if it's a retreat, you get to go somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for participating in Dr. Owoh's This or That.
Yeah, that's so fun. Yes.
All right, so let's jump right in because I know you're busy this week. So who is Megan Tharp?
Oh goodness, great question. I don't even know yet. I am 26 years old. I grew up in small town, middle of nowhere, Arkansas. Viola. It's as north central as you can get before you cross the border. We didn't have football. We were so small. I mean,
wow.
1A school, we had basketball and baseball, and that was it. I went to Arkansas Tech University for my hospitality degree. I actually graduated with events management. So I always knew I wanted to do this, but I didn't really know what path I wanted to take once I got that degree. But I graduated in 2018 from Arkansas Tech, and then I actually worked for the Parks Department for 2018 and 2019. And then the pandemic hit and life happened.
Wow.
And I am now back as of the very end of June. And like you asked earlier, dream job or lottery, like I got both. This place is amazing. I love the city of Jacksonville. I love the Parks Department and everything it stands for. So that's where I'm at now. I got married in October to...
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Hudson Tharp, he is a firefighter in Little Rock. My twin sister works here in Jacksonville for the fire department. So...
How awesome is that? I'm a twin.
Oh, really?
Yes, and my twin, so your twin works for the fire department?
Oh, yeah, she's way more tough than I am.
Well, my twin is active duty Army, so
Okay,
we're in the same boat.
we
We
are
work
in
for
the-
the city, and they work for the
Yes.
service industry.
Yes, keep me in front of a computer, and I'm so glad they're there to save our lives because
I'm with you on that.
couldn't be me.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, yeah, when people ask who I am, she's kind of my identity, too. Like, I'm like, I'm a twin. That's my, fun fact, you know?
Well, let me ask you this. Are you identical or fraternal?
We're identical, yes.
Wow.
You couldn't miss her. She is scrawny little, tough, bad firefighter girl. If she runs in to save you, you know who she is. And I look sort of like her, so.
Okay. sort of like, did y'all ever change places or
We
trick people?
sure did. Are you
Really?
kidding me? Yes.
So everyone always asks me that, but I'm like, no, we really were not that type. People always got us confused. Even my parents still get us confused.
Really?
Yeah, they still do. And especially on the phone. My mom was like, now, is this Jeremy or Jeremiah? But we never did switch places.
We sure did. When I was growing up, we both worked at Sonic in Salem, Arkansas as car hops, and we would intentionally work the same shift because people thought we were just one fast car hop, and so they tipped us better because we were always moving around, but really it was two of us, so it worked out well for us.
Awesome. That's always interesting. And I know you probably get that, and your sister get those questions all the time.
We do. Can you feel each other's pain?
Right. I was about to ask you that. And I'm like, no. But the ironic thing, though, when my twin, like I said, he's in the Army, and he was having back issues and had multiple back surgeries. And I started out of the blue having back spasms. And I'm like, I don't know where that came from. But then I thought, well, maybe there is a twin type feeling.
I sort of think there is. My brother-in-law was in the Marine Corps, and so right out of high school, my sister got married, and they traveled all over the place, and she would be in San Diego, and I'd be back here for college, and she'd call, and I immediately, before answering the phone, would know if something was wrong. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could just tell.
Kind of feel that.
You get a feeling, yeah.
And the ironic thing that my twin has, since we graduated, we went to college together, and we were roommates. Weird, yeah. But,
no.
But once we graduated, he became active duty Army and started serving and traveling. And the most interesting thing that I thought was, or weird thing, is that we would purchase the same type of clothes, same type of shoes, and he would come home and wear them, and I would have the same thing.
Exactly.
And we've actually worn almost the same outfit together, at the same time, and never even planned it.
See, when we were growing up, she was more on the tomboy scale, and I was more, I led the dance team at my high school and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, she saw me this morning, and she was like, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Can I have that? So we've actually grown closer to style, but we absolutely were not when we were growing up.
Right, great. Well, it's really nice to get to know you and to learn so much about you. Now, what brought you to Jacksonville?
So when I was working in Russellville, when I was going to school in Russellville, I actually lived in Conway, so I was sort of in between the two. And as you get towards the end of your internship and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to start making money now. This is the real world. So I was searching through job applications, and this first one came up, and it didn't say events manager. It was actually programs and meeting room specialist or something. And I was like, shoot, we're getting close. I need to apply for something now. So I applied for it, and it was, as I was going through the interview, more events and that kind of thing. Towards the end of the interview, Kevin House, who's the parks director, if you haven't had a chance to meet him, he is an incredible guy. If you need to know something about Jacksonville, he knows the answer to that question. But at the end, he said, now why should we hire you instead of anyone else that we've interviewed? And I literally was like, because I want it. It was just so fun sitting down and talking to them, and it has not disappointed since then. So I actually moved here for this job. And then, of course, now I live in Little Rock. You get married, you kind of got to find the middle way. But I love it here, man. This city has so much potential. These kids have so much heart for this community. Once you get here, you really can't leave. You're just stuck here in the best way possible.
I agree. That's my wife, and I feel the same way. Once we moved to Jacksonville, it was like the best decision. My son is a freshman here at the high school. He loves it. And so it was, I definitely agree with you. Once you hear, you kind of, it's better than anywhere else.
Well, and I'm sure as a teacher, too. My mom is a 6th grade teacher in Flippin, Arkansas. So I don't know if you know that, Flippin Bobcats, but she is the same way. These kids become your kids. It's your heart. I'm sure once you get here, you're stuck, and it's really hard to leave if you ever have to.
Yeah. Which brings us to FestiVille.
Oh, gosh.
What's the origin of FestiVille? How did FestiVille get started?
Yeah. So many, many years ago, it was actually called Wing Ding, and it was sort of in conjunction with the Air Force Base. And it was pretty much the same thing. We just slowly changed names, but not only was it wings for the Air Force airplane wings, but it also was a big wing festival. I mean, they did chicken wings and they competed and
Oh, my type of festival.
oh gosh, you tell me. If there's food, I will be there. But it slowly transformed into a chili cook-off, and now it's FestiVille. This year it is the 9th year, so we're getting close to a decade of FestiVille. Man, it was just a way for our community to be able to come together and celebrate our city. I think sometimes it becomes really easy to get into a routine of, oh, well, I wish we had that. I wish we could do this. And instead, this is a chance for us to come together and go, we're so excited that Jacksonville has these things. We love these vendors that we've got and this community. And so it's just a good way for us to come together as a family and just enjoy what we've got that other areas don't have.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's true. That FestiVille is definitely Jacksonville has Jacksonville's fingerprint, thumbprint on it, and that's Jacksonville has been known for FestiVille and hosting it. So, what can families in the communities, people from outside the community who choose to come in and participate in FestiVille or attend FestiVille, what can they expect?
Oh my gosh. I think an easier question to answer would be, what can you not expect? Anything you can imagine a festival having, we've got it at FestiVille. We start on Friday at 3 o'clock. We kick it off with canoes out on the lake, so you can kind of enjoy Dupree Lake from a different vantage point. It's so cool. All of our certified lifeguards get to come together and kind of celebrate that at the end of like splash zone season and summer season. We've got 48 vendors signed up right now. Those range anywhere from craft vendors. So we have a lady who's coming in and she makes her own baskets and she'll be selling those baskets. Or there's an individual who makes chocolate that is shaped in little different themes. So fire trucks and all kinds of cool stuff. She'll be out there. We've also got all of our mayoral candidates. So people who can make a difference in this community. I mean, it's election season, whether we like it or not. They'll be out there. You can talk to them about what's going on. We've got nonprofits like the Titans Biking Club will be out there. They're going to talk to you about what they do. The Blue Star Mothers of Lonoke County. Any nonprofit that you might want to interact with or donate to or volunteer with, you may be able to chat with them too. So the vendor showcase is one of the things that I feel like are my baby. Like, I love all of those people. We actually this morning were out there painting chalk lines on the grass and getting everyone ready.
Nice.
So that will be out there. We have bands on 2 separate stages. So the pavilion stage will be our high school and middle school dance teams, cheer teams, the band. That is one of my favorite parts because they don't have to compete this time. A lot of times you're going away to do a competition or there's pressure, there's a trophy involved. This one is just, hey, it's the beginning of the school year. Here's what we've been working on. Like, we're really excited to show each other and learn from other dance teams or other bands. So they'll be out there, which is very cool. The other stage is local entertainment, like local bands. So Sycamore Sounds will be out there. We've got Hemden Hollow. Tony Anderson, who is a Jacksonville legend, will be out there. We've got TJ Ashley from American Idol. We've got Corey Jackson from The Voice. I mean, people from all over the state of Arkansas. Very exciting. And then, of course, the carnival. Woohoo! Yeah, lots of carnival rides. We've got a rock wall that's going to be out there, a monkey jump. I mean, I will be on the bounce houses, so I can only imagine it's good for the kids and the adults.
I have to stay far away from the bounce
Why?
house. I'm accident prone. So if it will happen, it will happen.
If you fall, it's an inflatable. It will just
but
catch
I might
you.
fall off.
Oh, yeah. Well, in that case, the fire department will be out there. They will have their junior fire challenge, which they did before COVID, and it was just difficult to do after that. But they're slowly starting to bring it back. So the kids will get to go out and put on all of the turnout gear and pull fire hose and do all kinds of stuff, which is fun. And then both nights will close with fireworks.
I didn't know about the fireworks.
Yes.
So both nights. Okay, what time does the fireworks start?
Sort of 7 o'clock-ish. The last bands will go on stage at 6. And so the fireworks will kick off around 7 or when it gets dark enough. I think that is leaning towards 7:30 now. But yes, fireworks both nights. And the best part is this entire event is free, aside from the carnival.
I was going to ask, that was one of my questions, what the costs are to attend.
Yeah. So if you want to get like a carnival ride ticket, wristbands, that kind of thing, that'll cost you a little bit. If you want to buy any of those chocolates or food truck foods or crafts, that will cost you some money, but free entry to get in. So even if you decide that you don't really want to sit in the sun all day, but you really want to see the fireworks, come on out closer to 7. It won't cost you anything. You're not wasting your money. It's completely free to get into the event, and we will actually shuttle you from the parking lot to the event. So don't worry about having to walk too far.
And in light of coming on the outside or the backside of the pandemic, this is a really great opportunity for the community to come together and
We're back
people
together.
to be with people and still be out in the open. So even those who may still have some hesitation about the pandemic, because we know that COVID will always be around us, but
Yes.
it's out in the open. So people will be able to be apart from each other, but really together.
Exactly.
And share in FestiVille
Yes.
and all the activities. So, so you've done, how many years have you done the FestiVille?
So this will actually be the 3rd year that I've done the FestiVille. I actually only missed one. So 2021 we had it, 2020 we didn't. But last year, 2021, it was a tsunami out there.
Yes, I remember that. I was out there.
So this will be another big one, but it is the first one back since the pandemic. We're all back together. We're kind of out and spread out. There's some fresh air in between us because you're right, COVID will always be here. It's not back to normal. It's starting our new normal, which kind of isn't a bad thing. If you're sick, stay 6 feet away from me regardless of whether it's COVID or not, you know?
Right.
Please wash your hands when you get out of the restroom.
Exactly.
But now we're going to have a chance to come back together for the first time since we sort of all got locked up. So it's very exciting.
It is exciting. I'm looking forward to it. We, of course, the district will be there Friday and Saturday, and my family is coming, so we're definitely looking forward to that. Let me ask you this question. What is, if you can drill down to one experience, what is your most memorable experience related to FestiVille?
Oh, goodness. The first year that I did FestiVille, so that would have been 2018, we were very lucky because it was, I say dry with air quotes, quote unquote, dry out. But it had rained the whole week before. I don't know, have you ever been out to Dupree Park?
I have.
It's a wonderful park unless it rains.
Yes.
Then
yes.
it floods. So we were actually scrambling at the last minute on social media and calling people like, hey, we're still here. Come out and enjoy it. Please wear your muck boots. I mean, when I say mud to my knees, and I'm a 5 foot tall, proud, tiny person, but I mean mud to your knees. You were having to wear muck boots, and we were running around. We decorate with hay bales out there. There was no decoration that year because we were literally tearing it apart and trying to soak up as much water in the field as we possibly could. But it was so fun because at the end of it, people still came out and they still enjoyed it. Kids were literally running around in the mud, and that's exactly what we want. It doesn't have to be this big, perfect thing. It reminded me that it doesn't matter. We're together. We're enjoying this. And at the end of the day, the goal of FestiVille is to create memories for the families in Jacksonville that don't cost, you don't have to sell your soul to be able to afford to create these memories. I grew up, like I said, with a twin sister and a single mom, small town Arkansas as a teacher. We didn't have a lot of money. But when I was growing up, I thought we did because all of these memories I have are from these events that my mom found a way to get us to that didn't cost us anything. It was just rolling in the mud or jumping on the bounce houses or whatever the case may be. And that's what we get to do in Jacksonville that I think we take for granted sometimes. Yeah.
I like that. And, and it's about creating those memories. And like you said, it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
And so definitely encourage our community to come on out and participate in FestiVille. It starts Friday at 3 and goes until 7
yes.
or 7:30
yes.
on Saturday with fireworks.
Yes, with fireworks both days. It's going to be so fun. We'll have a mobile video gaming truck out there for the kids. Doesn't cost anything. We have Emmy Lou's Flowers is coming out. She brings a trailer with her flower bar in it. You can come and get fresh flowers from her. I mean, it's all going to be there. It is so much fun. A cornhole tournament. So enter with your friends, enter with your family if you want to.
I'm kind of good in cornhole.
Oh.
I'm okay.
Listen, I will say I'm good. How about that? No one will know.
That's right. So, Megan, as we wrap up, I always end with this. The district has this a literacy initiative. We want to make sure all of our young people are literate before they leave the 5th grade. But I also know that everyone has a literacy story. So if you think back of your childhood, what was your first recollection of learning to read and a memorable experience
Sure.
as it relates to reading? What's your literacy
Yeah.
story?
So I went to Izard County Consolidated Elementary School when I was a kid. Little tiny school in the middle of nowhere. Consolidated, I mean, it was lots of tiny schools that had to come together. But we had a kindergarten teacher who once a week we would, sit on the carpet and crisscross applesauce and get excited to read. And she would let us pick the book. And every single week without fail, we all picked Where the Wild Things Are.
Yes.
One of my favorite books to this day. I mean, I will give that, all my friends who are having kids now, that's what they get. So sorry if you heard this, pretend like you didn't, because that's what you're going to get. But it's just such a fun book, and we would all sit there every week without fail. Towards the end, she was like, y'all, I'm tired of this. Like, I don't even have to read this anymore. You've memorized it. But to this day, one of my favorite books of all time. Yes.
Well, thank you, Megan. Again, we would like to thank Megan Tharp, who has joined us. She's the event and marketing manager for the city of Jacksonville. And of course, she's the guru of FestiVille. And so it's a privilege to have you here. And just remember, we are one team with one dream. We are the Titans, Jacksonville community. Signing out. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.